Willian enters the room and asks, "What are you doing at my house, Aline?" Aline says, "That's what you just saw," and Willian says, "Shame on you," and Aline reciprocates, "We just done everything we should do." Willian asks Pedro to wake up and Willian asks Aline, "What did you do?" Aline sees Pedro waking up and tells him to tell his wife what they had done. Willian asks Aline to leave and she says, "I'm not leaving, you don't understand. I'm trying to show you that the man you are with married is unfaithful, it's worthless. We've had an affair for a while." Pedro asks, "Why are you saying this to his sister?" And she says, "How can you be cynical like that?" And he says, "Are you crazy?" "I don't know what's going on," and Willian intrudes and says, "I don't know what's going on." I arrive at my house and I come across Aline saying she's having an affair with my husband. Aline will tell you, "If you don't believe me even just seeing the scene, I'll prove it to you." So do you really want to know? You arrive at your house and find your husband with another woman and you don't believe I'm going to give you a proof. Pedro asks, "What proof, Aline?" She asks Willian to open a drawer and see what's inside and says, "I'm sure you'll change your mind right away." Pedro asks if Aline is going crazy. Aline says no, he just wants to show her who he is. When opening the drawer, Willian sees a condom and shows it to both of them and says that it was used, but that Pedro didn't even use that type of condom, and asks her to stop and accuses Aline put it in the drawer, and Aline says, "Stop being slow, I'm telling you that he cheats on you." And Pedro again asks Aline why she was doing that. That she was ending her relationship. She says he's cynical and that he was just trying to open his sister's eyes. Willian says, "Open my eyes, you're ruining mine by getting married." Aline still insists, saying, "Do you want more proof?" And asks her to go to the bathroom and guarantees that what she sees there she will never want to look at Pedro, and Willian asks Pedro what's in there. He says he has nothing and again asks Aline why she is doing that. Willian leaves to go to the bathroom. Willian comes out with panties and says he was sure Aline had put them there. Pedro says she had panties in the bathroom to incriminate me. "Do you think this will destroy my relationship, Aline?" Aline, "Speak for the love of God, Willian, I can't believe you can't see." She reciprocates by saying, "I can see that you're envious and you've always been jealous of me, Aline, for everything I had in my life. Now that I'm married to the man of my life, do you want him too?" Aline speaks for the love of God and asks Pedro to keep quiet and says that she found a condom, the panties. Willian asks Aline to leave and she says she won't and asks her to believe and that she was his sister and would never do something against Willian. Pedro asks Aline to be ashamed of herself and that Willian always helped her to do that with her and end their relationship. Aline says she had something else to say, that she was pregnant and that Pedro was the father. Willian laughs and says that Pedro cannot have a child and asks her to stop it. Aline says that infertile must be his sister, because Pedro is crazy to have a child and that she would give this child to him. Seeing that her sister still doesn't believe, she sends for her purse and tells Pedro to go get him, calling him a baby to provoke his sister. Willian asks Pedro to go get the bag and he goes. Pedro enters the room and asks why she is doing all that. She talks, doing what? Willian asks to see what it was. He hands it over and Willian sees that it was fake and that it was all Aline's frame. Pedro says that she should be ashamed of doing that. Again, Aline says that it's impossible for her not to believe it, that she really was pregnant with her sister's husband. Willian says, "What a shame if I tell Mom and Dad that you did this to me, that you came into my house to destroy my marriage." Aline says she was just trying to show her sister that her husband sucks, and Willian tells Aline that who's no good is she who had gone there to destroy her marriage, and told her to leave. Pedro says, "You should be ashamed of all this. Imagine when your family finds out," and leaves. And as she leaves, she tells Willian that she would regret choosing her husband over her family, and Willian asks Pedro if what Aline had said was true. He took the test and threw it away, and that she knew the sister she had and she just did it to destroy our marriage. Willian asks Pedro if he loved her, and he says that he loves her and that her sister was clueless, and asks her to calm down and that he would leave to sort out some errands and come back. When he leaves, he goes to Aline and asks her not to leave and asks if it's true that she is expecting his child. and says that he was very happy with it and asks her for a kiss. She turns her face and he asks her not to be mad and that it was much better without anyone knowing, and he says that later he would go see her and say goodbye, kissed her. What is his opinion on this video? Leave it in the comments.